What's up, guys? Welcome in. Wake Up Barstool Wednesday. Yes, just the elephant in the room. Collared shirt on. And it's tucked in. I'm evolving, growing, becoming more. Oh, my myself.
You think anybody would have noticed if you hadn't brought it up?
Yeah. No, I think it's a sign of my own self-conscious nature about how I normally dress. And you know, every time you see sometimes you see a morning show and you're like, ooh, man, that person really wore that, huh? Like, I know this doesn't look extreme, but to me, this is what that feels like.
I've never done that in my entire life.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I committed to this, and then I don't love it, but we're here, and we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun.
Fantastic hair days all around for the boys.
Yeah, that's great. I don't like the alarm in the intro. The alarm is jarring.
Well, it's a noise that... It's kind of like, does anybody else here just absolutely loathe the iPhone ringtone?
The xylophone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the base one. And it's not inherent to the sound itself, but it's like, it just sucks when people call you.
Yes.
Right? It's always something to deal with. And so you naturally, it's the same thing with the alarm. Anyway, I'm T-Bob Baber. Sorry about my mic falling. Okay. Producers, relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
That awful sound.
That is annoying, actually.
Let's hit snooze on it a couple times, come back in like 9 minutes and see how we're feeling.
Wait, what about, actually, I doubt these guys grew up with that alarm.
No.
What alarm?
That alarm that we just heard.
No, I did. Yeah.
Oh.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was like an old school analog because I had that with the red, the red type there. Anyway, I'm T-Bob Baber. He's Brandon Walker.
You gonna hold your mic the whole time?
Well, yeah, until we hook it back up. I'm gonna stop talking a second. We got Ebo, we got Connor Griffin, and we got our guy KB. There in the producer chair.
Let's talk quarterbacks, guys, because we are a few weeks into the college football season. And I want to take to task the national media, who, when they were doing their quarterback rankings and picking out who to hype up this summer, they got it all wrong. These guys apparently don't watch ball. Apparently they're idiots. I want to bring up the top 10 this summer from Barstool sports expert Brandon Walker. The number one ball watcher, the number one college football media personality in the entire world.
Yep.
And here's his top 10 quarterbacks entering the 2025 season. He had Cade Klubnik from Clemson, number one. He had Garrett Nussmeier, Drew Aller, Sam Leavitt from Arizona State, Lenore Sellers, South Carolina, Arch Manning, number 6, DJ Lagway from Florida, John Mateer from Oklahoma, Luke Altmaier from Illinois, and then Haynes King, Georgia Tech. Now, I'm going to make fun of this.
list.
Yeah, this guy's a moron.
He's an idiot.
I'm going to make fun of this guy, but here's the thing. I would think a lot of college football lists across the country would have looked a lot like this. Maybe not with Cade Klubnik at the top. That was a reach. But you know, you see a lot of these guys, a lot of people had a lot of hope for Arch Manning and DJ Lagway and Lenore Sellers and all of these quarterbacks that received a bunch of hype. We are 3 weeks in. Most of this list is terrible. And I'm not saying this list itself was terrible. I'm saying the quarterbacks on this list have turned out to be not very good. Arch Manning has not been very good yet. I understand that you're holding your stock on that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But it can't be argued that he hasn't been very good yet.
No, and that's not my argument at all. He has not been good.
DJ Lagway has been objectively bad. Lenore Sellers wasn't very good at South Carolina. He got hurt the other day. And on down that list, you've just got Cade Klubnik's been bad.
Here's half of a crazy stat I'm going to say later. Garrett Nussmeier is the lowest rated passer in the SEC.
Correct. Yes. He hasn't, and I don't think he's a bad quarterback, but he hasn't played that well yet. It is just amazing when you look at the context of college football right now. You have a bunch of quarterbacks playing very good football. It's just not the guys we thought it was going to be.
No.
And I'm tongue-in-cheek making fun of myself, but like that list, DJ Lagway wasn't crazy in the offseason. Neither was Sellers. Neither was Arch Manning. Neither was anybody else. And if you look, I do have a new list. I don't know if they made a graphic for it.
I believe we do have a graphic for Brandon Walker.
I did make a new list to reflect the first 3 weeks of college football. And this list right here, I went to 13. You could go to 30. There are guys that are not on this list, like Barron Morton at Texas Tech, like several other guys, the Gunnar Stockton at Georgia, who looked fantastic against Tennessee. This is just what I've seen so far through 3 weeks.
There's no Julian Sayin on that list.
No Julian Sayin.
And I know Ohio State's boring, but like he's been fantastic.
He has.
This is also the closest, I think, in college football recently that the gap between 1 and 10 is so tight. Because I don't know if there's really, obviously Sawyer Robertson's production has been insane, but if you wanted to flip around this list in any order, just shuffle the names, I think it's kind of fun.
Can't argue.
I only have 3 names on this list through 3 weeks that were on my preseason list. That's John Mateer at Oklahoma. Haynes King at Georgia Tech, and then Drew Aller at Penn State. Drew Aller hasn't played anybody yet, but he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything bad. Taylor Green's played his way on the list. The Cal freshman has played his way on the list. Dante Moore at Oregon's been very good. Marcel Reed is fantastic at Texas A&M. And Carson Beck is the reclamation project of all reclamation projects.
What about, so I do have a question, because like a guy like Drew Aller stays on this list, but Luke Altmaier drops off. But Luke Altmaier hadn't done anything bad. In fact, he's been damn near perfect.
Well, that's
very good thus far.
That's another one where I say this list could be 30 names.
Yeah.
Drew Aller, I'm hanging on to that stock because I was higher on him in the offseason than anybody else. I think he can be the best quarterback in the country. They've got him some receivers, and a couple of times this year he has made some wow throws. The only reason the only reason I don't have him like top 5 right now is he just hasn't played anybody. Penn State has had an embarrassing non-conference schedule.
Season
so
has not begun at all.
Yeah, I can't imagine a Penn State fan watching the first 3 weeks and being excited about their team because it's just been so god-awful with their schedule. Just such a cowardly schedule.
Oh, we actually have a Penn State fan here. Connor, who do y'all got this weekend? It's time, right?
It's
a good game this weekend, huh?
It's a bye week this week.
Oh, my God.
But then we go into Oregon in the whiteout, which will be the first true test for this team, which is hopefully where Drew Aller comes out and puts on a show.
College football doing week 2 and week 3 buys
It's stupid.
really dumb.
Yeah.
You learn nothing. You need a bye week after playing, what, Nevada and Villanova?
FIU as well.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you go back and you look at the Ohio State schedule from last year. It wasn't that great. Like, this happens from time to time, but you're right. It definitely is a very weird bye, but given this offense's struggles relatively in the non-con, like, they have not looked great. Drew Aller hasn't looked super promising this year, but he has shown flashes, and you're hoping that's what comes to the forefront against Oregon. But if Penn State loses that game, and if Drew Aller doesn't play well in that game, that is a major problem. Major problem.
Major problem.
I'll throw another major on there. 3 majors. It's a major problem.
Major problem.
3 major problem, without a doubt. I mean, Oregon's kind of been the opposite in a lot of ways. Like, I've seen a lot of Penn State fans grousing about how they haven't executed at the highest level against subpar competition, whereas Oregon has looked very sharp despite not being really pressed too much yet. One quick just side note here. Go check out the Unnecessary Roughness YouTube channel. Me and Liam got to sit down with Duran Chiave Sangpolitele yesterday.
You did?
Cal freshman quarterback, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he is absolutely fantastic. This kid is 18 years old, incredible kid, so much humility, sincere, a faith-based man, and he's just got a rocket arm. Like, I doubt many of you watching have seen Duran yet. Just go look up highlights. He's one of the most exciting in the entire country.
KB, did you have any thoughts? I saw you percolating over that.
I noticed something interesting. Your number 1 ranked quarterback, Sawyer Robertson, is a disaster baby, which bodes well for his Heisman hopes.
How is he a disaster baby?
He was born on the same day as the Columbia Space Shuttle disaster, February 1st, 2003. And if you look at the Heisman winners, a bizarre majority of the modern ones were born on the anniversary of a major tragedy. Travis Hunter, the Mount St. Helens eruption. Caleb Williams, the Jonestown Massacre. Baker Mayfield, the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, as well as the Titanic hitting the iceberg.
Oh, wow.
And Jameis Winston, January 6th.
Okay. All right.
I give you that.
Well, I guess I would have to ask, Sawyer Robertson being a disaster baby, we would need to do research if there's any other disaster babies on this list.
It's a big list, too.
I checked your top 10, nothing crazy like that.
Okay, all right.
Joe Burrow, the Monongah, West Virginia coal mining explosion.
Wow.
Oh, man. Terrible time for everybody involved. Joe's not having a great time of it either. Looking like he could be maybe facing a 3rd season of injury in 6 years. Okay, so I have a shocking stat that I think is going to reinforce some of the quarterback insanity here thus far. Have y'all looked at quarterback rating in the SEC right now?
I can't say that I have. Quarterback rating is one of those stats that I turn my nose up at because it's always a nerd out there or always a college football fan when I say, wow, that guy didn't look good. Well, actually, he was 3rd in the conference in quarterback rating.
Oh, I don't know.
Feels like you looked right at me when you said that, but
I actually looked at T-Bob. I was looking away from you.
When you looked at me at first, then you turned your nose away at it. So
I'm sorry. I'm engaging the room in conversation. Is that all right with you?
Which one do you turn your nose up more at? The QBR, the competitors version, or the black box pass rating that is somehow out of 297 on?
I don't even like the fact that you brought that up.
Here's the deal. It's not the end-all, be-all, but it is a good. I mean, it's a good objective measure of efficiency.
It's a measure, yeah.
You're throwing touchdowns. You're not throwing picks. You're completing a high percentage of passes, and you're averaging a high yards per attempt. So like, it's not a baseless stat. Though again, it can be a bit interesting, which is why you go look at the SEC quarterback rating right now. As I said, Garrett Nussmeier at the very bottom, dead last. Who do y'all think is first?
I would say either Marcel Reed or Taylor Green.
Ty Simpson.
Yep, there you go.
Is first in the SEC in quarterback rating because he has been incredible since that Florida State game. And that's not necessarily to sit here, and we didn't even sniff him.
No.
I have multiple guys that I wrote down I'm keeping my eye on for the top 10 list, and he didn't even get to keep my eye on. And so it just shows that, yes, things are very muddy right now. They're very all over the place. And if you're an Alabama fan, maybe a little reason to hope. Like maybe that was more about Florida State having a very good defensive front seven and less about Ty Simpson just not being the guy at all.
Well, it was also his first start.
Yeah,
His first meaningful start. It was on the road. Like there was a lot going against him, but still, Florida State being a 2-10 team, it's going to be hard to wash the stink off that no matter how well he plays this season.
It also might be a little bit that Alabama entered the season thinking Ryan Williams was their best receiver, and it might be Jeremy Bernard.
It is.
Although Jeremy Bernard might be far away Bama's best guy.
Most consistent for sure.
Ryan Williams gives you like the shock play.
Yes.
Like the juke he had on Saturday was unbelievable, reminiscent of the Georgia play. But Jeremy Bernard
is very good.
Dog.
Also, yeah, the highest rated quarterback in the country right now is Baron Morton. And he's averaging over 11 yards per attempt. He leads the nation in touchdowns. And if you don't know who that is, that's a Texas Tech quarterback. He's actually the highest rated quarterback they've ever recruited. I believe it's his 5th year in the program, maybe 3rd year starting. Like this is a Texas Tech team that we talked about so much preseason, but have kind of ignored thus far, but would seem a favorite to make it out of that Big 12. So be on the lookout, guys, for Baron Morton to start to rise in the national conversation over the next few weeks.
Well, this Saturday is huge for that.
Yeah.
This Saturday is huge. You have Devin Dampier against Baron Morton. You have Texas Tech with their first big opportunity to really flex that expensive roster they put together. They have been quietly killing teams.
Yep.
They are just absolutely going out there and just killing teams. And now they get a Utah team on the road who is also very good. This is just a sneaky, gigantic game on Saturday.
Yeah, speaking of Utah, we got Coach Kyle Whittingham coming up in the second hour of the show. Look forward to that. We got Jon Sumrall from Tulane actually coming up next. They've already taken down 2 Power 4 teams. They have a third on the docket this weekend, heading to Oxford to take on Ole Miss. So, Brandon, some guys that were in my top 10, excuse me, that I don't believe made yours. Oh, God, this cough thing's about to get bad.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, guys. Luke Altmaier. I definitely have in my top 10. Like I said, Baron Morton's my number 1 guy. Do you have Josh Hoover on yours?
I have Josh Hoover right off of mine. I think he might have been between 11 and 13 on mine. I can't remember.
Okay,
but he's right off of it
10.
if he's not there.
I got Sayin at 11.
Exactly. There he is right there, 14.
I'm tempted to put Brendan Sorsby in there.
From Cincinnati.
From Cincinnati. Maybe I'm judging him too hard for the early loss in which he didn't do much. But then guys I'm keeping my eye on, definitely Dampier, definitely Jerron, like we talked about. What about Dylan Raiola? He's quietly been really good so far, dude.
And Dylan Raiola and Nebraska took a little heat when they didn't convincingly beat Cincinnati in week 1. Cincinnati might be pretty good.
Might be pretty good.
Cincinnati might be really good, and that might age to be a really good win. And another one, that's another one this weekend is so key. As we've had, like, Taylor Green had his big coming out moment the other day in a loss against Ole Miss. He was outstanding. Marcel Reed had his coming out party the other day when they beat Notre Dame on the road. Now you got other guys coming along like the Utah quarterback and the Texas Tech quarterback, and now Nebraska Dylan Raiola. Huge opportunity against a good Michigan defense this weekend.
Yeah, they need to beat Michigan.
I think they will.
I'm taking them as well, but like this is Matt Rule's moment. The rule of 3. In year 3, Matt Rule always dominates. This is their stage.
Well, also, if they win this one, there's a very good chance they're undefeated rolling into November. Mm-hmm. And then they could potentially, by season's end, be like an 11-1, 10-2 type team. So this is massive.
Well, there's a reason a ball knower like myself called them to go 10-2.
Playoff team. Yeah.
And there's a reason a ball knower like myself said Georgia Tech was actually Nebraska.
Well, the Georgia Tech can't be Nebraska. They're Georgia Tech.
Well,
they're based in Atlanta.
States.
How can a team based in Atlanta be Nebraska? That doesn't make sense.
That's a great point. You know, I didn't think about it like that.
Because they're going to make the playoff out of the ACC. I'm with you.
No. But they can't be Nebraska. They can just be Georgia Tech.
And we will talk Dabo later as well, guys, as we start to set up the college football weekend. There will be one final guy.
He's starting to lose it, by the way.
I love his aggression, though. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
But one final guy that I'm keeping my eyes on, guys.
Yes?
Jaden Mayava.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Mayava. And I think I misspoke earlier. I said Baron Morton was the highest rated quarterback in the entire country. He's 2. Jaden Mayava's 1. And it is unsustainable what he's doing right now. He's averaging 14 yards per attempt.
Most in the country.
And if you don't think so, here's what I'd say about yards per attempt. If you give me any single quarterback statistic to determine whether or not somebody's playing good, that is the one. It's not yards per completion, it's per attempt. It's just a wonderful overall measure of efficiency. Are you a check down merchant like our own Cody called Josh Allen a couple of weeks ago? Or are you pushing the ball downfield? Are you incisive, making plays? And even though I've been a big Mayava doubter, as well as Lincoln Riley, the stock is so down on both those guys, it's been a stellar start to the season thus far.
My only counter to that, Georgia Southern would probably be the worst defense in the PSAC. They'd probably be the worst defense in Division II.
So, but
they're a horrible team.
And
Purdue,
the PSAC, of course, being
the Pennsylvania Sports Athletic Conference.
Sure.
Of course.
You just dropped PSAC on us like we were all supposed to.
Division II.
I thought you were making like a testicles joke.
He just wanted to say a funny name of the conference,
But
Mayava's been great so far.
He's been great. And the thing is, though, it's like kind of nobody's played anybody right now, right? So, like, we are having to try to look through the fog of war a bit.
Well, that's why my list kind of reflected the quarterbacks who've had the opportunity already to break through, like your Marcel Reeds, like your Joey Aguilars, like your other guys who have a big win or at least have had something. Carson Beck.
They've at least taken a test this semester.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. This
fair.
isn't the PSAC here.
No.
Fair. I'm really excited. I will say this. I guess my final takeaway from all of this is quite simply that this has the makings of being a very tumultuous, wild, chaotic season when you still have this much unknown a month into the year. And that makes for good football, guys. We'll continue to preview this football weekend. Coming up next, we got Tulane head coach Jon Sumrall joining the program, one of the best in the entire country. Tulane may be looking like the G5 favorite. We'll break it down with Coach next. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. It is Wednesday. We are closing the book on one weekend in football, opening up the next. We're going to talk to Coach Jon Sumrall hopefully here soon. Seem to be having some difficulties lining up with him, so I'm going to call an audible. And let's do a little baseball talk, guys, right? Yes, every now and then, right? We're heating up. It's almost playoff time, and we have our own resident baseball expert, Ebo, here for Ebo's teensy tiny baseball segment. Actually, a big teensy tiny today.
Let me
jumbo shrimp one, if you will.
Can I just jump in here real quick?
Yeah, Joe.
Not to make this about me or anything, but did Ebo think he could turn his hat around backwards and be all coy and we wouldn't notice? Because that hat was not backwards in the first segment.
It was very intentional, Brandon.
Why?
I'd imagine.
Because we're going to be talking about the
I'd imagine it was intentional,
Yes.
not accidental.
Yeah.
He's going over the top.
I accidentally broke my hat backwards.
Brandon, he's getting ready to go over the top. Actually, hold on. We got Coach Jon Sumrall.
That's how teeny tiny the segment is.
Coach Sumrall, what's up, man? Can you hear us? Can we bring Coach up so we can see him? Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Thank you for joining us.
What's up, guys? Y'all good?
Yeah, man, we're doing good. How are you feeling, man? Wave are rolling, Yeoman's popping. Another big game on the docket this weekend. How we feeling, bro?
And we're excited. We like where we're at. Our team's been playing good football. Still got a lot of room for improvement. Big time challenge this week in Ole Miss. Everybody around town still wants to talk about last week's game and the win over Duke and the home crowd environment. To me, it's long gone because we've got a real challenge this week with Lane and the Ole Miss Rebels. But like where our football team's at, man, the guys are working hard and just trying to stack days, man.
Coach, football and being what it is, that's fine, and certainly hope you beat Ole Miss this weekend. But I have a bigger question than that. Did you let Mincy come to your house?
Yeah, I didn't have security that night, and he showed up and somehow got in. Yeah, I'm not sure how that went down. Let's just say this. We had just beat Northwestern, I'd had enough to drink that point that I would have let probably anybody in my house.
All right. All I know is I think you're a very good coach, but the decision-making of hanging out with Mincy, a little questionable. That's all I'll say.
Widespread guys, dude.
Well, yeah, I love widespread panic, so that's one caveat that he and I have in common. But no, yeah, Mincy showed up. He showed up to the game, and I get done with the post-game handshake with the other head coach, and I look up, there's Mincy on the field. And I said, hey, man, the bar's going to be open at my house. And he doesn't drink, but I'm like, the bar's going to be open at my house and stop by if you want to. Because every time we win a home game, I text the staff about 30 minutes after my post-game media availability and just let them know the bar's open, and usually ends up being a party.
See, look, you know why New Orleans loves this man? Okay, he wins, and that right there, he gets it. It's like when he stood up for the city after the Katrina uniform debacle earlier in the year. Coach, I have to ask you a question that unfortunately you've probably been asked a million times at this point, but we haven't gotten to discuss it yet. And that is because y'all are playing so well right now, and yet in the offseason, you didn't just lose Darian Mensah, who is one of the highest paid kind of free agent quarterbacks on the entire market, but also Mekhi Hughes, one of the best running backs in the entire country, right, to Oregon. How did you manage to absorb those losses and maybe even like larger as a group of five coach when you have a player that you can kind of expect, well, I guess I'm going to have to replace him next year? Like, how have you managed to find consistency in this kind of tumultuous time?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, Darian, Mekhi, we lost Alex Bauman, our tight end, who caught 7 touchdowns last year to Miami. We lost our starting corner, who led the country in kickoff returns for touchdowns last year to Auburn. We lost 2 defensive players to Baylor that were starters. We lost the starting defensive lineman to Wisconsin. I mean, the attrition was – we have a whopping 5 returning starters on this roster. Wow. All right, we got 2 linemen on offense, and then I got a defensive lineman, a linebacker, and a safety that started last year. So there's real challenges in that. Nobody's going to sit around and throw a pity party. Like, one of our team rules here is no energy vampires, which means no whining, no complaining, no excuses. Like, nobody's going to feel sorry for us. And that includes us. And I don't care who's here on the roster. The standards and the norms of what we do not change. Like, and I'm going to keep the standard really high as long as I'm here, as long as they'll let me be here. We're going to be really demanding. And we're not ever going to feel like, man, woe is me. And I think when you reload your roster, you have to identify, man, we want to put guys on this roster that love football, that are tough, and then have the threshold of talent that takes to win, you know. And it's really simple when you start to kind of focus on the things that really matter in regards to reloading your roster. There are challenges. We don't have SEC money. Hell, we ain't got ACC or Big 12 money. I mean, we got you know, American Conference money to retain our roster and go out and acquire players, which sometimes it sucks because you want to be able to keep everybody, but we haven't been able to. And that's the nature of the beast. You have to adapt. You have to evolve. And we've kind of tried to figure out what works for us. And it's been a new challenge. It's unique. But I think we've done a pretty good job of being flexible and working through the new things that come with this territory we're in.
Coach, we talked about quarterbacks in the first segment, about how there are so many quarterbacks out there that deserve to be mentioned at the top. I'll open the floor for you and allow you to talk about your guy who you got late in the process, late in the offseason, just kind of was able to show up for you, and they hit the ground running. Talk about Retzlaff.
Yeah, Jake, cool story. You know, 2022, I'm the head coach at Troy. And at Troy, my NIL budget was like free Chick-fil-A sandwiches, all right? Like, that was kind of the deal. And so I was looking for a transfer quarterback that year, and I knew I probably couldn't get one, like, out of the portal because we had no real money to spend on one. And so I watched, like, 80 junior college quarterbacks across the country. Like, I was watching every junior college quarterback. And the one I liked the most was this kid at Riverside Community College in California. His name was Jake Retzlaff. Wow. And so I offered Jake, and we were his only offer. He had no offers, which I loved. I'm like, this is perfect. I have to beat nobody. Like, I got to beat air. And I can usually beat air. All right. And so I feel like we're going to get Jake. He comes on an official visit. Next thing you know, BYU offers him, and he's a West Coast kid, so he stayed closer to home with the BYU. When everything transpired this past summer, it worked out for us to get Jake here. That history helped. Our relationship helped. And man, he's been a great ad. He's really played big time football with his legs. I think that's probably the biggest surprise. He's a better athlete than people realize. He hit 21 miles an hour on his touchdown run against Northwestern in game 1. He got here like July 28th or 6th or something like that. And so he's been here for not even 2 months. And really what's crazy is a week and a half, 2 weeks in a training camp, he wasn't winning the job. Brendan Sullivan, our transfer from Iowa, was, because he had been here a little bit longer. Brendan sustained an injury during training camp, and then Jake kind of elevated, and once he got going, took off. And so I feel like we have 2 starters. Brendan's back, healthy and available, but Jake's playing really good football, man, and we wouldn't be where we are right now if it wasn't for his addition.
Well, my mind kind of shut down once he said free Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
That's all the NIL you need.
That's all I would have signed with that guy in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I powered him to a couple of Sun Belt championships.
Yeah.
Right?
Troy, I'm headed to Troy.
I mean, that would have been 13-0 Troy with Jake Retzlaff. That was 2 amazing defenses in the Sun Belt. But
I mean, you mentioned the timing there on the Retzlaff edition, Coach, and that is maybe the craziest part of it. As you said, not even when he coming into camp. Coming in halfway through the summer, I kind of assumed that he was going to be a non-factor because of that. Do y'all have processes in place so that he can know his team? Because it's such a leadership-based position. Or is that more about Jake just kind of taking the initiative and inserting himself?
Yeah, a little bit of both. We do a deal during the summer and during training camp that I call your break bread brother. You get paired up with a different guy every week on the roster, and you have to have a meal with them and answer questions about them in front of the team, just so they get to know each other better. Our roster's got 60 players on it out of 116 on the entire roster that weren't here last season. And so I think the importance of getting your team to know each other, develop real, authentic, and genuine relationships with each other matters. And with Jake's late addition, I think he took it a step further and probably tried to have a meal with a different teammate every day during training camp at lunch or whatever, just so he could get to know who his teammates were. And so there's a real challenge there in this world that we live in now. I think of, everybody wants to look at their phone all the time, and nobody wants to have a conversation with each other. Man, if I walk into a meeting room or a meal and our guys have headphones on or their phones out, I absolutely flip my lid. I'm like, get off your phone. Talk to the person across from you, get to know them, look them in the eye, find out where they're from, find out what they're made of, what their story is. And so Jake's done a great job of that on his own, but we do a lot of things very intentionally within our own culture here that I don't allow guys to just isolate and go sit in the corner with their headphones on.
Coach, Brandon Walker, the #1 college football media personality in the world. This weekend you're playing Ole Miss, and it's a very good team. I'm going to ask you about Ole Miss, and I'm going to allow you to talk, pump their tires a little bit and everything. But I will just say, if you do go into Oxford and beat Ole Miss, I'm very unbiased. If you do, I would like to come to your house and hang out at the bar and drink to it.
Let's go. Hey, I would love to be able to invite you after a win like that. That would be great. Man, you got to come to a home game. That's when the bar's always open. Home games, road games. We'll see what time we get back, but. I know you're not pulling for the Rebels. I know where your allegiances are.
They are exactly there. But listen, this is a huge. I don't know how many people across the country know how big this game is. A couple of years ago, Tulane, gave Ole Miss fits.
That's a good game.
Gave Ole Miss fits without their starting quarterback,
yeah.
And now they're going in there. And Ole Miss is a good team. They're top 20. But this is a huge game for you guys.
Yeah, it's a big game. I tell our guys all the time, though, not to be coach speak, but we play football, not baseball or basketball. Baseball, one of my favorite people in the world is our head baseball coach here at Tulane, Jay Ullman. But Jay and them, they play a game on Friday, and if it doesn't go well, you know what they do? They probably play one on Saturday.
Yeah.
And in our world, man, we get 12 regular season opportunities. And so when people are like, hey, how do you get ready for the game? Or how do you get emotionally excited or whatever? I'm like, well, we only play 12 of them. We work all year long for 12 of these. And so it's a tremendous opportunity. We're getting to go to an SEC team ranked in the top 15 in the country. They're 13th in the AP and 11th in the coaches poll, and hostile environment, and go measure yourself against a really, really good football team. And if we've got big goals, man, you got to go play with these type of people.
Coach Sumrall, look, man, on behalf of someone who just moved up here from New Orleans, it is incredible to see what you got going on at Tulane. It means so much to the city, so much to the state. Best of luck this weekend. I kind of hope y'all whip their ass as well. That'd be great. And if you do, I give you permission to open the bar even after 2 a.m. It can stay open late night. Coach, thank you so much for waking up with us today.
Appreciate you guys, man. Come see us sometime.
Hell yeah, I would love, sounds awesome for sure. Coach Jon Sumrall, head coach of the Tulane Green Wave. Look, guys, and I guess I should have laid out his resume more. I mean, he was awesome at Troy, back-to-back 11-2 Sun Belt championships, played for the AAC championship last season, looking like he could again this year. This is maybe the fastest rising name in all of college football coaching circles right now.
Yeah, we didn't ask him, but I am curious which SEC team.
Now, relax. No. All right, coming up next, we got a brand new edition of one of our favorite new games. It's our own Connor Griffin. It is Connor Griffin's and Outs.
Are we skipping Ebo's baseball segment?
No. The teensy tiny baseball segment is coming up later, but first, Griffin and Outs. Welcome back. Wake Up Barstool here on FS1.
Give him the fist pound.
Where? Oh. And now, it's time for Connor Griffin's and Outs. Our own Connor Griffin, take it away. Look, by the way, guys, he probably has the best voice of any of the Wake Up Barstool crew. Connor Griffin, take it away.
And he's dressed like Rosie the Riveter again.
No. I dressed like Rosie the Riveter. It was a rehearsal. Nobody even saw that the first time.
Well, we see it now.
Anyway.
We have that somewhere. We can pull that up.
Maybe. Also, shout out to TJ, our producer. We're doing this segment again. He's the one who planted this segment idea in my head last week, so I wanted to give a shout out to TJ.
Saw your work. It's very good.
Yeah. What we're leaving behind in the last weekend of sports, what we're bringing with us, the ins and outs. Starting off, my first in, I am all in on this. Folks, it's Wentz mania. Carson Wentz.
Yes.
The comeback story is brewing. He will he'll start a game for his sixth team in 6 seasons. It's never happened before in NFL history. The Eagles, the Colts, the Commanders, the Rams, the Chiefs, now the Vikings, since J.J. McCarthy is going to be out for maybe the next 2 to 4 weeks. We got Jake Browning this week. It is an absolutely electric matchup in week 3. And Ebo, I'll go to you. I'm not so sure J.J. McCarthy is getting his job back anytime soon. This could be another Sam Darnold situation. I'm just saying, watch out for that. He's the #1 defender of J.J. McCarthy on this panel.
Oh, he's asking you that because J.J. McCarthy isn't good at quarterbacking.
Lies. You got one watch. You're not going to be in on the boat?
I'm not in on the boat.
Okay, all right.
He's played 8 quarters, 7 of them are the worst quarters of any quarterback this year.
You know what my new thing is that I picked up from Connor just now?
Why is your hat forward again?
Is Carson Wentz on track to be the new GOAT journeyman quarterback?
Yes. The rainbow jerseys are added
who's
up.
currently, is it Fitzpatrick?
It's a mix of Fitzpatrick, Testaverde, and Josh Johnson.
I think Testaverde journeyed enough to be the.
But Testaverde started for so many different teams.
But guys, it's just clearly Ryan Fitzpatrick.
It's Fitz, right?
Because think about.
So he's your #1 right now. It's Ryan Fitzpatrick. Is Carson Wentz closing?
He might be.
So here's the key.
Tyrod Taylor's up there.
Yeah, Taylor would be up there. Here's the separator for me is that Fitzpatrick, though, actually played everywhere and was, kind of good. Wentz has sucked on a lot of teams.
Yes, he has.
But I agree with you.
But doesn't
he's
that
coming back.
This is the system. Kevin O'Connell, he's thrown to Justin Jefferson. I think it could be very
Isn't that a better case for journeyman, though, that he's just popping in for a spot start here and there? And
why are you fighting so hard for this?
Because I think he might be tracking as the GOAT.
Okay,
we'll see. Journeyman. Not a good one, but
all right, now, hold on. Next in.
Well, this is out right here. I'm going to throw. This is also something that Ebo's going to love. Something we're leaving behind. Out. It's draws. Draws are out.
We're not wearing draws anymore?
Nope, they're gone. Jeff Teague was on a live stream. This was a while ago, I think, but it's just gone viral now, where somebody in the chat just commented, I'm wearing a Jeff Teague jersey with no draws right now, and he did not like that at all, but then all of a sudden it turned into this craze where it's going viral. Everybody's getting Jeff Teague jerseys. And the whole trend is just we're not going to wear underwear. We're just going to wear Jeff Teague jerseys. It's turned into an NBA 2K thing where people are in my player and they're creating their my player, just Jeff Teague jersey, no draws. So we're out on draws.
Yes, apparently in NBA 2K you can just give your player underwear, just a Speedo, and then just put the jersey on over top. So teams are running on the blacktop mode with just Jeff Teague jerseys and no pants.
They look totally naked from the waist down, KB.
Well, this is a craze amongst teens who have no social skills due to growing up during COVID.
Yes.
But it is undeniably funny.
Yeah. Our guy Mook yesterday went viral. He's in on the face, too. There's just like a surge of Jeff Teague jerseys that are flying off the shelves. But anyway, that's out. Draws.
No draws.
In.
No croissant.
Setting your boys up. Sometimes you got to throw your boy a lob. And that's what Diego Pavia did this weekend, where Theo Vaughn, I guess, won a date with Diego Pavia's mom because they said that, what?
Oh, no, sorry. I'm just seeing the Tate McRae DM because I know that Diego said, look, no, Theo, the deal was you have to get me a date with Tate.
Correct.
And then you get to date my mom.
And Tate McRae is an absolute goddess. Theo Vaughn doing the Lord's work, and he's setting up his boy Diego Pavia in the DMs.
Wait,
I love everything about it.
Is he? Do you see the last message?
I think that's a nice little, like, hey, if you don't want to go on a date with him, I can also take you on a date. That's fine.
That's not setting your boy up.
Oh, wow, Theo.
That's very clearly angling for yourself.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, listen, I think it's every man for themselves when it comes to Tate McRae.
So he's not setting his
But
boy
at the
up.
same time, he leads with, I want to set my boy up.
He could have also led with a better picture of Diego Pavia,
He
like
could've,
one where
he
he's looking a little sexy.
I was thinking that as well. I think this is actually all Theo just trying to date Tate McRae.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially. We shall see. My next out, financial flippancy.
Yeah, get it out of here.
You like that alliteration, Brandon? Financial people, they get into the NBA, these young kids, they start spending money on all these crazy things. Cooper Flagg, though, his mom, stepped in. He just signed a $62 million contract, and she just said, you can only spend $180,000 on your first car. That is being responsible. That's being rational.
That's being a child.
That's saying, hey.
Having your mom tell you how much you can spend out of your money is being a child.
No, it's being financially responsible.
It's being a child.
We're leaving behind this irrational spending. Get a nice Beamer, get a Porsche. Could go the practical route, maybe get 9 Kia Optimas, but keep it to 180 grand.
I would
And
argue
that
9
contract-
Kia Optimas wouldn't be that practical. Where are you going to put them all?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just
Well,
saying.
he's got a giant garage. He's got $68 million coming his way, dude. That's just frugality.
Yeah, I was only saying the Kia Optimus because that's the car.
Can't he just say, Mom, I'll buy what I want?
No.
Also,
Save it for the second contract. Get the
chain-
Bugatti later.
The chain in the Packers game, which we showed earlier this week, very financially flippant.
Yes.
Absolutely ridiculous. An undrafted rookie with a $100,000 chain. He needs Cooper Flagg's mom.
Yes. My next in, personal fitness. There is a Bears fan out there. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. Chase Bandolik. He ran 31 miles.
Oh, my.
After the Lions game the other day, because every single game the Bears play, if they lose, he will run a mile for every single point they lose by. So he ran 31 because the Bears got blown out on Sunday. Brandon, when was the last time? Or let me rephrase that. How long would it take you to run 31 miles, you think?
More than 46 years.
Yeah, probably.
I can tell you that.
I believe this guy is a personal trainer, so he's used to the rigor on his body, but that's crazy. 31 miles.
So you don't do fitness, but are you a fan of fitness? Do you like fitness?
Yeah, I like fitness.
Okay.
I like fitness a lot, Ebo.
Okay. Just making sure you like fitness.
Okay. You want to finish that statement?
Not on national TV, no.
All right.
Okay, Connor, what's out? What's our last out?
My last out. It's award shows on football Sundays.
Yeah, dude.
I'm a sports guy, but I dabble in film. I dabble in television shows. I dabble in sexy music videos. I want to see.
Why'd you say sexy?
I know.
Just say
VMAs.
music.
You dabble in what?
Sexy music videos. I'll watch them from
Dabble
time
in
to time.
sexy music. Okay.
Yeah.
Why not just say music videos?
I'm not watching every music video, but if there's one, whatever. But the VMAs were 2 weeks ago on week 1 of NFL Sunday, NFL Football Sunday. Last week it was the Emmys. I want to tune in. I want to see this stuff live, but it's right in the middle of Sunday Night Football. So let's get the schedule makers in a room, and let's have the people, the big wigs in entertainment, in sports, in music. Let's get them together and let's get some good things on the calendar that don't conflict with one another. So that's my last out. We're leaving that behind.
A very pale and chubby 13-year-old T-Bob used to love nothing more than to watch BET late at night with goldfish and Mondos to drink. So I, too, have dabbled in sexy music videos, Connor.
We were talking about Tate McRae earlier. She was performing at the VMA. She was like on sand, just like crawling
It's
around.
fine to dabble in music videos.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Why did he throw the word sexy in?
Because they're fun to dabble in.
Yeah, sometimes.
Another excellent edition of Connor Griffin's and Ouch coming up next. An it's a baseball segment. Keep it locked on Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. What up, world? We are live here at Barstool Sports Chicago HQ. This is Wake Up Barstool. And right now, it is time for our teensiest and tiniest show member for a teensy tiny baseball. Guys, control. that font's entirely too big.
Come on.
There we go. Okay,
Oh,
perfect.
my God.
Let's throw it over to Ebo for the TT Tiny Baseball segment, Ebo.
Okay, well, the hat's backwards again because we're going to talk Seattle Mariners. Cal Raleigh, 2 homers last night. One of the greatest switch hitting seasons, maybe the greatest switch hitting season ever. MVP race is sneaky heating up with these guys because Cal Raleigh's getting hot and Aaron Judge is getting hot. We got 2 weeks left.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm at in terms of Cal Raleigh's legitimate chance of winning, but he deserves way more. It's like plus 475 right now. It should be closer to 50-50. He's had an unbelievable year.
So the records he set last night, he passes Mickey Mantle for most home runs by switch hitter season. And to your backwards hat, does he break King Griffey Jr.'s Mariners home run record?
I believe that was a tie.
Okay, so he's tied it right now. Okay, so Big Dumper right on the edge of passing up the kid. God, those are 2 incredible nicknames.
Is it ironic that I'm talking about the Big Dumper in the Teeny Tiny Baseball segment? Should I not be doing that?
No, because Cal's dumper is so large that it actually transcends the confines of the Teeny Tiny segment.
Yeah. Maybe I should have been talking about Nick Punto instead or David Eckstein.
That boy thick.
Guys like that.
Those tiny players.
Yeah, no.
I remember David Eckstein back in the day.
You remember Nick Punto?
No.
He was a utility man for the Twins back in the day.
Rafael Belliard. Tiny guy. Tiny.
Ebo, what about Shohei Ohtani? Not Shohei Ohtani, but Shohei Ohtani.
Oh. Shohei Ohtani. I actually am curious about this. So joins the 50-50 club last night. 5 no-hit innings. He comes out. The Dodgers immediately give up 6 runs. Where are you guys at in terms of the marketing of Shohei Ohtani? I know deep internet baseball fans seem to complain about it a lot. That the MLB main account is tweeting too much about him. But 50-50 is legitimately awesome. Is this something that is an over-marketing of Ohtani, or is this still impressive and cool to you, the casual baseball fan?
Well, the thing about it is he has been a great hitter and great pitcher for a while, right? He didn't pitch last year because of the injury. But this seems like they're making up a number just to make him sound cool because it's 50 home runs and 50 strikeouts in a season. There's nothing inherently impressive about 50 strikeouts in a season. So now you're just tacking it on the 50 home run to make it. In the context of baseball history, though, there's not any of them, so I guess it is great.
Yeah. Kyle Schwarber did it this year, probably.
Sure. The MLB has always had a problem with getting people attracted to their stars. Like Mike Trout is a perfect example. Mike Trout is insane. Nobody ever really latched on to him.
No.
They have a guy now who's making history and is marketable. I think you got to pump him and just get him out there, get the eyes on him to whatever means you can.
I don't think they can tweet about him enough.
Yeah.
Like, as exceptional as Shohei Ohtani is in your mind, he is probably 10x more exceptional.
Yes.
That is, you can't tweet about the man enough.
No, if anybody is complaining, it's just because they're too close to the case.
It's envy.
Well, they're just too. Yeah, you got too much. Like you have to put Shohei on every single thing you can. He's the biggest star you got. And yes, I'm okay with making up things like the 50 Ks and 50 home run club because nobody else does it. Nobody in the country. We're going to continue to do it. Next hour, right here in FS1, we got Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham coming up. We're going to tee up a brand new weekend of football. Beautiful Chicago here live. See you in a couple minutes. What's up, guys? Hope you're having a great morning. We're having a great morning here in studio. T-Bob A-Bear, Brandon Walker, once again leaving Ebo hanging. Just absolutely mean, dude. We got Rosie the Riveter Griffin and our guy KB.
Also,
they're behind the glass.
Ebo's wearing a denim shirt.
Yeah, but he's not wearing it like you.
Also, when he puts his hat backwards, he does look cool. Like he looks like he's in the Sandlot.
All right, I'll work on it for next week.
I'm going to say this too, Connor. I sense cognitive dissonance when I hear your voice and see your necklace.
Yeah, it looks like a choker right now. I apologize. It gets caught up sometimes. It's a chain.
Kimmy, does that make sense? No, but that's what I'm saying. It's not a chain voice, right?
It doesn't fit everything else about you.
Yeah,
you don't think I'm a chain guy? I'd like to think I could be a chain guy.
You're trying to force being a chain guy. That's the problem. You just decided one day I'm a chain guy. It didn't happen naturally.
I just know I look in the mirror when I get out of the shower and I have the chain on and it feels good.
Should I pop mine?
Hey, okay,
really
you know what? That makes me happy.
Feels really good.
That actually makes me happy.
Yeah, but you break yours out.
Wait, we all let that?
We can have 2 chain guys.
Doesn't show up well on the camera.
Kimmy, are you hanging a chain?
I've been chainless since birth.
Yeah, me too. The one time I flirted with becoming a chain guy, my wife just Well, she just clowned me into oblivion.
Shut it down immediately.
Yeah, immediately. Just like when I wanted a tattoo. Just like the one, well, it's not exactly like that, but she had one nightmare before we got married, and it was that I showed up to the wedding cleanly shaven.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be awful.
It would be awful. Also, I don't want to think too much about what that means for what she thinks about how I look. Anyway, I'm on national TV now, so joke's on you, babe. Okay, check it out, guys. Week 4 of college football, right around the corner. Week 3 of the NFL. I think it's time to tee up a new week, but we got to start here with Dabo Swinney, as he had his media availability, and, well, our guy Dabo came out a little defensive, a little hot. Listen to what Coach had to say.
If they tired of winning, they can send me on the way, because that's all we've done is win. So if they tired of winning, we've won this league 8 out of the last 10 years. Is that not good? I'm just asking, is that good? I don't know if that's good or not. To win your league 8 out of 10 years, to go to the playoffs 7 out of 10 years, to be in 4 national championships, win it twice. Yeah, we're a little down right now. Take your shots, but I got a long memory, in case y'all don't know. We'll be all right. Hey, listen, I mean, if Clemson's tired of winning, they can send me on my way, but I'm going to go somewhere else and coach. I ain't going to the beach. Hell, I'm 55. I got a long way to go. Y'all going to have to deal with me for a while. I got a long way to go. I'm just getting going. I'm just now good enough to be a head coach. I'm just now figuring it out. So we'll be around a while. Let's hang in there.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what, guys. Maybe my brain's working. I love this.
He started getting mobile there. He started
That's
to move around a
fine,
little
but
bit.
listen, Dabo is, and let me make sure the FCC is okay with this. Dabo is full of crap.
Yeah.
And he has always been. That's kind of how he operates. And even when he was succeeding at the highest level, it might have been when he was most full of crap. But when he says, I'm 55, I just figured out how to be a head coach. Objectively, no, that's not correct. We've seen you be an elite head coach in this world. We've seen you be a national championship coach. We've seen you be the only guy to be able to stare Nick Saban down across the sideline and take him down. That Dabo was elite. That Dabo was great. This Dabo just wants to make the next excuse. This Dabo just wants to say, oh, look at us. Look at me. I'm doing great. If you don't like winning, well, they do like winning. That's the problem. You're a victim of your own success. You gave them winning at such a high level that now you can't do it anymore, and it's eating you alive.
I think it's an odd thing where technically what he's saying is true. I mean, the 7 of 9 conference championships, the 7 playoff appearances, like those are absolutely, and you can't even fully make the argument that while he is hanging on the past a bit, like they just won the conference and made the playoff last season. So yes, he does seem to be ignoring that's how sports works. Success raises expectations. And really, look, that is my sports media golden rule. What determines how a fan base feels is never the results themselves. It's where they land in relation to the expectations. And why Dabo is so defensive is because there is not a more disappointing football team in the entire country when viewed through that lens than the Clemson Tigers. Yeah. I mean, they were supposed to be national championship good, run away with this conference, maybe the #1 team in the country.
Here's the thing, though, and I say this, yes, they obviously have the talent. We were saying coming into this year, they might have 3 of the top 10 players in the sport.
Yeah.
But they also have been the biggest beneficiaries of preseason hype that we've seen over the last 5 years. They've been a shell of themselves since they lost Trevor Lawrence.
Quite the statement coming from a Penn State fan.
Now, here's the thing. This is the difference. This is the first year where Penn State has really had national championship level hype. We give this national championship level hype to Clemson pretty much every single season. When in 2021, they were playing in the Cheez-It Bowl. 2022, they got blown out by Notre Dame. They got blown out by Tennessee. They also lost to South Carolina for the first time in 9 years. 2023, they were an 8-4 Gator Bowl team. And then last year, they go 0-3 against the SEC. Oh. And they lose to, I think they lost to Louisville for the first time ever. Like, they are vaulted into this national championship conversation pretty much every single year. But ever since the transfer portal came around, ever since NIL came around, Dabo at first was kind of rejecting all that, and it set his program back where they'd have a couple like slips through the cracks. They'd slip up against a couple ACC teams here and there. Never really any like major cause for concern. Now it's a full-blown concern because the rest of the league is caught up.
Is Clemson a job, though, where if Dabo packs his bags and leaves, is Clemson the job or is Dabo the job?
Dabo's the job.
Yeah, so it's
like that's his program for sure. It always will.
But let's be clear. we are headed towards one of the nastier divorces you could imagine in college football. Dabo is the job at Clemson, and Clemson fans think Clemson is the job. Clemson fans are demanding the success Dabo had early on, and it's not happening. But it's not cratering. It's not like they're not going 4-8. They're not going 5-7. They're still going to be competitive, and in a year in, year out basis, they're going to be near the top of the ACC. Even this year, they're going to be near the top of the ACC. They're not. They're not going to win it. It doesn't look like, but they're not going to crater. And the divorce is coming it's either this year, next year, or the year after that, where Clemson fans finally just say, enough, we're better than you, and you're just not.
And they could turn it around.
Not this year.
They have a tough 2-game stretch, Florida State, and then on a short week right after that going to Louisville.
It's not that they've lost, it's how they've looked.
They look bad.
Even against Troy when they won, they looked so pedestrian and mundane and boring and awful.
It is interesting, though, and yes, to your point, Brent, that might be the most disappointing part about this Clemson program this season is, like, we know there's NFL talent all over the roster. The guys are going to get drafted high, and that becomes a criticism of the coaching staff when you see talent like that underperforming. It is interesting, though, Dabo making it very clear he's not done, because you've said this plenty. This is going to be likely the most insane coaching carousel we've ever seen potentially this offseason, because you had so much stability last year. It's almost like a forest with too much undergrowth, too much detritus needs to be burned down and regrown. And so this is kind of Dabo saying, okay, Clemson, you want to play games? Like, I'm going to have suitors. Yeah. And if I'm a lot of the schools that are opening up, I'm absolutely trying to recruit Dabo.
What's stopping Florida? What's stopping the Florida Gators?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Once Florida comes open, what's stopping Florida from saying, hey, Dabo, come do the exact same thing down here?
Yeah.
And if Clemson fans ain't acting right.
He did kind of just do a little bit of a thirst trap, too. He, listed out all the things that are attractive about him to be a coach. I'm 53, acting like that's old, but he's still pretty young in the game, you know. Flex's winning record. Why not?
Did an audio thirst trap.
Yeah, he did a little audio thirst trap.
His little point about I'm just learning how to coach, I'm 55, I feel like a lot of guys have known how to coach well before 55.
Imagine how good he's going to be now if he was so good when he didn't even know how to coach.
When he gets to 65.
National championships, yeah. And also, he has been at Clemson for a long time. There can be down years. There can be swings here and there, but they've been on this downwards trajectory ever since this new modern landscape of college football came around.
Yes, downwards trajectory.
Yeah.
So speaking of downward trajectories, Arch Manning is one of the hotter discussions in the college football world right now. And it is quite simply because he has not been good. I think he's completing 56% of his passes right now. Here too, though, we find a player who maybe more than anything else is suffering from expectation and the expectation that was thrust upon him. And it's not to say that he's playing well because, again, in a vacuum, he is not, but he may not be the abject disaster that a lot of people feel he is just because everybody thought he was going to be Heisman good coming into the season. Brandon, we have a bit of different perspectives on this, or maybe we don't. I don't know. Let's talk it out, guys. Where are you at with Arch Manning here going into week 4?
I think the red flags are as red as any flags I've ever seen before in my entire life. I think his name is Manning, and he has the 5-star pedigree, and that is great. But what we have seen so far, it isn't that he is struggling. It is how he is struggling. That throw right there, it just simply cannot be made by a Division I quarterback. He is missing. He is not seeing open guys. He's not reading defenses well. When there are open guys, he's missing them by 5 yards. He's making bad decisions with the ball. He's making bad throws. The way he is struggling is indicative of somebody who really can't do it at this level. There's a lot of ways to struggle in college football, but the way he is doing it tells me he might not be cut out for this. And it isn't, I understand this is his first year starting, but he's not a spring chicken here. He's in his third season in the system. He was groomed the right way. He had the requisite experience last year. And they opened with Ohio State, and that might have been the worst team to open with imaginable because one of the best defenses in the country, and he hasn't put it back together. But against UTEP the other day, he was just outright bad. I think you're holding on to your Manning stock, and that's fine. You're
Diamond hands.
You're going down with the ship, but boy, there are a lot of troubling signs.
Well,
KB?
Do people overestimate how much DNA he shares with Peyton and Eli?
Oh, uncles, not dads.
It's only 25%.
But Arch is his grandfather.
He's 75% not Peyton.
Archie's his grandfather, though. And
but your grandfather's, what is that, an eighth?
My grandfather had a tarantula terrarium, and I'm arachnophobic. We're nothing alike.
You can't dispute that, Brandon.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe the Manning name is a detriment to him because he's not Eli, he's not Peyton.
But okay, so I guess to offer a counter perspective, I want to hear what the boys have to say as well. But he's young. This is his first year starting.
He's not that young.
He's 21.
I don't care.
He's in his third year.
I don't care though. Your first year starting is your first year starting. And quite literally, every experience you go through is it first time happening to him. So, like, he's never gone through a downswing. I saw this with Garrett Nussmeier last year. Came out the gates very strong, and then he had about 3 games where it was all falling apart. Mentally, he was making bad reads that he hadn't made ever before. And so he's going through challenges that he's never experienced before, learning the rhythm of a season. I am still betting on Arch long term. There's a ton of very talented evaluators throughout the country on every level that have told you how good they think this guy can be. He's in a good system. He's at Texas. Like, I believe he is going to figure this out. I don't think it's just going to be all bad. I don't think he'll reach the heights, obviously, of what we thought. And so readjusting your expectations is certainly in play. But if you're asking me, am I selling or buying? Y'all sell, I'll buy it all right now while it's low.
What was your stock with Bryce Young, the Diamond?
The Diamond Hands Club.
Diamond Hands.
Yeah. You're the Arch Manning Diamond Hands.
Yeah.
Yes. Club. Just like Big Ev on Roughness claims that he has been holding on to Ryan Williams stock the entire time, I'm going to continue to hold on to Arch. And I think you'll see progression through this year, where he's going to be much better by year's end than he was previously, and then that will continue through his career at Texas.
He just might be closer to Haynes King's style quarterback than a Sawyer Robertson, where you kind of have to build a running offense around him because he is a good athlete.
Yeah.
You see the legs moving. And he does have the benefit of playing opposite one of the best defenses in the country, maybe one of the 5 best defenses in the country. You can basically scheme it up to be much more conservative the rest of the year with him, maybe see if he can grow a little bit in that offense. But I don't know if he's the carry the team type of guy that we thought he was going to be.
Again, not right now. He's not
right.
where we thought he was going to be at this point in his career, but he's also not cooked.
Also, you're hoping to see progression throughout the season. That's what you're hoping to see. The University of Texas under Sark and with a 5-star quarterback and with a name like Manning, hoping for progression is just so far behind where we thought we would be, where we'd want to be, where we could imagine we would be. We thought, okay, this guy, if anybody's built for success in a system like Sark's, with Texas's athletes around him, if it's not happening against UTEP, that doesn't give me much hope for the future. He started twice last year against Mississippi State and ULM and looked fine.
Yeah.
He looks less than fine now.
Exactly, which is what leads me to believe that a lot of this is going on up here.
If it's going on up here, how we know it's going to get fixed?
I don't. I'm betting that it's will.
He did get thrown off into the deep end with basically cinder blocks strapped to his feet. He had to go to Ohio State and play the defending national champions with who you said had the best player in the country on defense.
Julian Sayin basically had the exact same assignment, right? He just happened to be at home, but he was facing a top 5 defense. They kind of walked him through it, didn't let him go down the field very much, and got him through. And once he got to another opponent, a lesser opponent, Grambling and then Ohio, he's been lights out. And Arch has not. Arch has been lights on.
Way better weapons. Yeah, Sayin has way better weapons than what Arch has in Texas right now.
Arch has decent weapons.
I'm not saying he doesn't, but like Sayin has the best weapons in the entire country. Even look at the Texas game. The catch that Tate made was unbelievable. Like that's not a great throw. Like it's not a bad throw. I like the moxie to throw that ball, but I've said my piece on Arch. I'm willing to stand by it. We'll see where it ends up going. Speaking of ending up going, Notre Dame, 0-2. Mm-hmm. What is this? Is this okay, there it is. The first 0-2 team to be ranked in the top 25 since 1988.
Yeah.
Can I
say something about that?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with them being ranked.
I don't either.
Listen, I know. I've talked about the AP voters and how they lean on certain brands and certain teams. The truth is, Notre Dame did start 3 games, through 3 weeks, they got 2 games against now top 10 teams.
Yep.
Miami is very good. Mm-hmm. Miami is I think, could be a top 5 team. Their talent is overwhelming. Carson Beck is the right quarterback for them. They're very good. Notre Dame had to go down there. They lost by 3 Okay, now they play an A&M team who has been talented for a while. Marcel Reed is apparently the elixir they've needed to get over the top, and they can score, and they're pretty good. Yep. These are two good teams. They lost 41-40 on a missed extra point. Like, Notre Dame competed all the way to the end with both of these teams. I have no problem with saying they're a top 25 team because can you name me 25 teams better than Notre Dame right now? You absolutely cannot.
Yeah, and that kind of actually, I'll go back to the copium den from yesterday. I think Big Cat nailed it when he made the argument that you could say that Notre Dame's in a better position now than they were last year after the Northern Illinois loss because of, people don't love this, but the quality of the losses. Look, they're going to have they'll be favored in every game from here on out. I still maybe have questions if they can make the run. I think if I was a betting man, I'd say there's going to be an unexpected slip up that will hold them out. But if they do win out, they make the playoff.
I think at 10-2, they probably make the playoff.
Yeah.
They need A&M to stay. I think Miami is going to be good all year. They need A&M to stay good because A&M could be a mirage.
That's fair.
But at 10-2, they're certainly going to be in the discussion. My biggest thing with them is they're not going to be 10-2 because their defense isn't good enough. Taylon Green or Eli Holstein, both on the road, are going to pick them off.
I was going to say, if they clear Arkansas, are we then confident that they could go 10-2?
I think at Pitt's tricky too.
Okay.
I won't be confident in them. I don't think that, I don't know what the game is, but I would bet that they slip up.
So back to your point, Big Cat made it in the copium den yesterday where he said they're in a better spot today than they were last year. But if you look at it, do you believe they need to win out from here to make the playoff? Do you think a 9-3 team?
No, they would not get it.
They're essentially in the same spot they were last year, where they lost the Northern Illinois game, and people said even if they win out, they might not be good. You know? So it's like you still had to win out regardless from here as you.
And style points matter. They got to be competent. They got to win big like they did last year.
You don't think a 9-3, you don't think
no
chance
chance.
9-3?
9-3, it's
not with no quality wins.
If they had a conference championship, then maybe. But
okay. There you go, Notre Dame. It's join a conference.
They don't.
Even though it'd be, wouldn't it be a bit financially flippant for them to join a conference?
You caught me there. You did catch me.
You know, I thought flippancy was out.
Yeah, I'm a coward.
Coming up next here, Wake Up Barstool, return one of my favorite segments. We got our own Hannah Montoya with a little football fashion report here on FS1. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. And right now, I'm so happy because I need a little perspective, right? I'm watching the games, what's going on in the lines of scrimmage, but I'm unaware all the time of what's going on before the game within the game, and that's why we have our own very talented Hannah Montoya here with another football fashion report. Hannah, what's up, girl? How we doing today?
What's up, guys? I'm feeling good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Very excited.
I heard some chain banter earlier.
Yeah. Connor's wearing a chain.
Yeah, I see that. It's peeking out.
Okay, female perspective.
Yeah.
With Connor's personality, is the chain a disconnect?
I would say it's different, but it makes you be like, oh, is there a bad boy side to this Connor?
That's kind of what I was going for, Hannah. That's kind of what I was going for.
I think it works. I honestly think it works.
What a win. Okay,
I
Hannah.
love to zoom in on it, too.
Brandon is disgusted at that.
Look at him. Is there a bad boy to him? No.
Get me on the free cam. Get me on the free cam. Do we have it? Oh, no, I guess we don't have it.
All right, Hannah, take us away.
All right, guys, so we're going to start with the first down fits today. We're going to start with a warm-up. So by that, I mean we're going to be talking about a warm-up uniform. Pretty standard for the Broncos. This is Bo Nix wearing their warm-up gear.
Wow.
It's honestly pretty boring, so I think the accessory of juggling definitely helped. It can definitely spice up an outfit. Do you guys know how to juggle?
I do know how to juggle.
I do not.
Honestly, if I had to guess, I would assume that you probably knew how to juggle.
Thank you.
Out of this lineup.
Thank you.
do
I
have
remember
juggling quality.
learning to juggle rocks back in the day.
I not only can't juggle, I can't fathom being able to juggle.
It's too common. Yeah.
Yeah,
Too many people can do it easily.
So you don't think it's impressive?
I do. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Him walking, yeah, I agree. Him walking backwards and forwards. Hey, you know who juggled a little better, though? Daniel Jones. Danny Dimes, big winner. Beat Bo Nix.
Wow. Okay, perfect. Well, we're going to move on to J.J. McCarthy. I feel like we have to talk about him. New dad. That's really exciting.
Wait, that's not.
So,
Wait, what McCarthy?
Oh, that's Jack. Okay, Jack McCarthy. My bad. Yeah, I was just following Barstool. It's the first thing that came up. So, I guess real J.J. McCarthy. Really good fit.
Oh,
I think
wow.
it's hard for a guy to spice up like a men's suit And you can see here, there's like floral patterns going on. Like, I'm not sure what material it is, maybe silk. I think it looks really nice. It's every time that a man spices up their suit, I think it's just great.
Did you see the calf muscles on that man walking beside him?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
No, is that?
Can we get a muscle cam?
Look at those things.
Holy
Yeah.
Johnny
cow.
Drama looking at those calves, yeah.
Shorts were hot this weekend. What do you think about JJ's chain? Does that work in the context of the suit, Hannah?
You know what? He's also someone that doesn't look like he would wear a chain.
I agree.
But then, you know, it works, I think.
He looked hot.
Brandon, you wore a really cool suit for the Met Gala.
I really did. Thank you very much.
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I'm a sneaky cool suit guy.
I think you did a great job. T-Bob, can we test your skills?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh!
Yeah, that's
Bet you
good.
didn't think that was coming, you
That was
freaking
good.
birds. Bang!
Oh.
I should have been more focused.
Left.
That was honestly incredible. And I didn't know if I was going to talk about Wags too much on here, but I wanted to talk about Simone Biles. I feel like she doesn't really count. She's much more than a Wag. She's an Olympian. Just an amazing, amazing person. On her pants, you can't really see it right now, but it literally says Jonathan Owens on it.
Oh, wow.
So that's intricate. Even though, I'm not going to lie, the first time I saw this, I was focused on the arms. I just think she looks incredible.
She looks amazing.
It's astounding.
How short is Jonathan Owens' girl?
Who said that? Who said that back in the day? No, Matt got my EP in the ear, just said, does he not know who she is? No, that was the bit, right?
Like
that was
Miss Jonathan Owens.
I know who the Olympian is.
Yeah, maybe the greatest Olympian of all time. Shout out to Matt. I like that relationship.
That purse is
by the
pretty
way.
cool, by the way. I just want to call that
Yeah,
out.
it was like a sparkly football.
Yeah.
That was also the other part I wanted to talk
Your
about.
hat shouldn't be backwards for this.
What?
Nice purse.
Yes,
That's
very,
a forward
very
hat
cool
type
purse.
of quote for sure. Okay, and then we can't talk about Wags without talking about Taylor Swift. I'm scared. I hope she's wearing something cute. I don't want to offend the Swifties.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Never mind. We're good.
Oh,
yeah, there's just no fit.
She's
you
wearing
can't see her.
a black wall?
Yeah. So no critiques today. That was great. But I do want to move forward to a little bit of a Travis Kelce. So I don't know if you guys remember, but when I said that I will never criticize a man for changing up a suit, that was a little lie, because this is really bad.
I saw a lot of this on Sunday too.
Yeah, there was a lot of short action. I don't know that like the calves were something he wanted to show off. I'm not positive what happened here.
Why did
he
you
looks
dress
like a
shoes
little,
with it?
Yeah, a little
And no
bad.
socks. How did
The
we
no socks trend, I don't know if I can
Is
get
that
behind.
what is that what
ask
Tom
same
Holland wore on the umbrella lip sync battle? It looks like the exact same thing.
That might be
Are you
it.
familiar with
The
this?
umbrella. No, we are not.
exactly what you're
Very
talking
much
about?
not.
I'm
No,
sure,
spot
everyone, I'm sure
Resounding
everyone
no.
watching knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Brandon, during the
but-
break, you got to watch that video.
Just a hard no.
Yes.
I do think you need the hat forward.
Yeah.
a little bit. And then I think I wanted to save the best one for last. I think this is a really, really cool thing. Iron Man came to the game. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Hell yes, dude.
Is this not insane? It's like when you're talking to a little boy and he's like, what's the coolest thing you could do? This is like the boy cool outfit.
I mean, dudes are awesome.
It opens up
This
for a
guy,
year.
do you think he watches the game with the helmet closed?
Yes,
The whole game?
I think so.
God, that's got to be kind of tough.
You think he just did it for the photo op and then took it off after?
It looks like the eye hole is covered up by lights, no?
Whoa.
Oh, that's the lights reflecting off of it, right?
I don't know. This is the most advanced Iron Man cosplay helmet that I think I've ever seen. I can't believe we reached a point in technology where this is even feasible.
Yeah, doing Iron Man things for leisure is definitely shocking.
Did he buy one and put the star on it, or did he build that himself?
In the age of
questions.
3D printers, the cosplay scene is so out of control. Okay, if I had to guess, push come to shove, I think that he probably bought it from someone who specializes in making Iron Man helmets.
I just noticed the cowboy hat behind him, and that cowboy hat was just absolutely mesmerized by the Iron Man the whole time.
How could you not be? How could you not be?
Pretty locked in.
He definitely bought that. Cowboys fans can't create.
What about his chain?
Yeah. I mean, he's stacking here.
Oh yeah, you're right.
There's
Look at
a
that.
couple things going on here. I think that's really non-gaudy and it's pretty. I think he looks great.
Did you say non-gaudy?
Non-gaudy.
Non-gaudy.
That was very gaudy.
Yeah, it was
But it works in the
Like
context.
non-gaudy.
But it's like a double negative, right? When you have that helmet and that chain on, it becomes non-gaudy because it's also gaudy.
I
So the
also didn't
chain
even
isn't-
notice the chain on because of the
The
helmet.
chain isn't gaudy next to the helmet. The helmet's not gaudy next to the chain.
Yes, they cancel each other out.
Hemdas.
Can we just look at Connor real quick in this lighting?
I would like
This is
that.
crazy lighting
It's
for our
not great.
Bad
for our
glare.
pale-
It's not great. I'll say that.
palest redhead.
I'll get out ahead
friend
of
here.
it. I don't look good right now.
Hannah, tell him to get rid of the chain.
I really don't want a dull sparkle.
Yes.
In a very literal sense. I like it peeking out there.
Connor, walk over with Hannah. Walk over with Hannah. So you get see. Look at this. There we go, dude.
in the-
This is much better lighting. This is good.
You looks way better.
Come on now. Don't yuck somebody else's yum. That's what I always say.
Hell
He
yeah.
always says
You've
that.
never said that.
I've never said it
all the
before in my
time.
life.
Hannah, thank you so much. You're
Thank
the absolute
you.
best. That is another first down fashion. Well, I keep changing the name of it. I apologize.
That's okay.
But thank you. That was excellent. Coming up next here on FS1, we got Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham breaking down a massive game this week and one of the more exciting quarterback matchups in the entire country. Wake Up Barstool. More on the other side. Welcome back. FS1, Wake Up Barstool. Rolling right along. We get in touch with Coach Kyle Whittingham sometime soon here, Utah head coach. One of the most underrated in the entire country when you talk about resumes. So we'll get there in a bit, but let's talk some NFL, guys. We're here on the edge of week 4. We'll do a lot of previewing of the week, week 3. We'll do a lot of previewing of the week that will be tomorrow. But I have gathered some interesting NFL stats, okay?
How interesting.
I would say ranging from mildly to, damn, that's pretty.
Okay, all right.
So I'll let you be the judge of that.
Your challenge here is to make me go, damn, that's pretty interesting.
Okay. Well, now this makes me think, do I need to start with like a lower one then? Yeah, let's do this. We'll start, okay. Pittsburgh right now has the second highest defensive payroll in the NFL, and yet 29th in points allowed and 31st in defensive success rate.
That's fairly interesting.
Thank you. Okay, right? That's okay. Tomlin, Steelers, known for defense. Obviously not money well spent at this point.
That's the more interesting part because their payroll being what it is fine, but Pittsburgh just always has a good defense.
Yeah.
And I see the uniforms, I see Tomlin, I think that's worth like 7 defensive points right there.
Yeah.
Like the Ravens and Steelers to me always have a good defense, no matter if they have a good defense or not.
When was the last time in your life that you saw a Steelers uniform and you were like, they're going to give up a lot of points in a game? Is it ever?
I don't think it's
I
ever.
don't
Is
think
it ever?
Ever, actually, to your point, Ebo. No.
Those are the 2 teams, right? Ravens, Steelers, good defense.
Yeah. Well, especially with the Steelers because they've had these like middling quarterbacks for so long, but it's the defense that carries them to sneaking into the playoffs later in the the year. So I always expect the defense to be good. They have not been up to snuff so far.
I'm upgrading that to pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go, dude. Okay, maybe I bit off. Okay, let's see. The Eagles are now 3-0 when passing for less than 100 yards.
Yep.
Wow.
In a passing league, in an era of football that we just say is defined by winning through the air, they have gone the complete opposite direction.
So despite having what at times can be a very mediocre quarterback, they're still winning games, Connor.
That's just not the case. We play to win the game. Go on the field, run the football, smash mouth, physical brand of football, going back to the old days, the good old days of football.
The audio wasn't quite good enough clear enough for us to play it on the show, but I loved Jalen Hurts chirping back at Chris Jones.
Oh,
Yeah, I like that
When
too.
Chris Jones tried to tell him, man, you don't even have 100 yards. He's like,
Right.
shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up, okay? We won the game. That's the point. And that's kind of like my whole deal with Jalen Hurts, why I love him so much, is he truly does not care about his statistics. At a position where a lot of guys say they don't, but they're prideful, they're alphas, they definitely do. Hurts only cares about winning.
A.J. Brown had comments about that
was
where
gonna
he
say
basically said, I don't care, we win games. Do you believe him?
No.
I believe Jalen Hurts fully when he says that. I worry about A.J. Brown because so far this year, it's been fine because the Eagles have been winning. As soon as there's a loss and we're having these same problems where A.J. Brown's only getting 27 yards, if that, I think it could get really dicey.
We haven't seen him read on the sidelines yet this year, right? They haven't cut to that? That was just a one-time thing?
Was it AJ reading on the side?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Inner excellence. Yeah.
That'd be very funny if he was reading like Akatar or Fourth Wing. Oh wait, I forgot the Oregon Duck was reading Fourth Wing last week.
Yeah.
Where's that fall on the interesting scale? Mildly. Okay.
Mildly.
Okay. Then
Blow my socks off right here.
Okay.
My socks are on.
Lamar Jackson is now the literal highest-rated passer in NFL history. Full stop. Career passer rating of 102. That is insane when you think about how people talked about Lamar Jackson.
Still talk about Lamar.
Running quarterback, inaccurate, this or that. He's the literal highest-rated passer of anybody who has ever played in the NFL, and it's a big sample size.
Damn.
Is that?
That's pretty interesting.
Okay, there we go, dude. There we go.
That is very interesting.
All right, mission accomplished. We still got KB's birthdays coming up where we have to, well, whatever, we'll get there. Coming up next, though, guys, we got Kyle Whittingham, head coach of the Utes, joining us ahead of a massive matchup. Really excited for that. Keep it right here on FS1. Hey, don't touch that dial. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Wake Up Barstool here on FS1. You know what else is on Fox? Big Noon Kickoff. You know where Big Noon Kickoff is going to be this weekend? In Utah. So will the Barstool College Football Show, so look forward to that. A really exciting, massive matchup between a ranked-on-ranked battle, Texas Tech and Utah. Right now, we talked to the head man himself, a multi-time coach of the year, multi-time conference champion. In fact, the WAC defensive player of the year back in the day, Coach Kyle Whittingham. Coach, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for making the time for us.
You bet. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Coach, I want to start here. I want to get to talking about your offensive tackles soon, but the buzz around town, huge matchup, Fox Big Noon Kickoff. Is there an excitement building that's maybe you've been chasing for a couple of years now?
Yeah, I think there definitely is. The community's excited. Our players, we had a great practice yesterday, and we're not doing anything different out of the norm, as far as our usual preparation process. I mean, if there was a better way to do something, we'd do it every week. But the guys had a little more bounce in their step yesterday, and they're all excited about the challenge.
Hey, Coach, this is Brandon Walker, the #1 college football media personality in the entire universe. How you doing? Let's talk about your quarterback, because last couple of years, injuries and uncertainty have hurt you at quarterback, and they've kind of pushed your season back a little bit. But this year, you hit the ground running with a transfer. He is literally hitting the ground running. He is such a dual threat, whether throwing the ball or running the ball. He's been great so far. Talk about Devin Dampier.
Yeah, Devin, what a terrific football player, first of all, but he brings so much more to the table than just that. He's a great leader. The players just love him. He's been embraced completely by our football team, and really he's the heartbeat of the team right now. And as you mentioned, he's doing well statistically. He's leading our offense in rushing. He's throwing the ball well. He's making good decisions, taking care of the football. And I can't say enough good things about Devin and what he's done so far this season.
Yeah, and one thing that helps, Coach, is having 2 first-round offensive tackles on your side. And in Spencer Fano and Caleb Lomu, y'all, I mean, you've been at this for a very long time. You've had an incredible amount of success. Have you ever had a combination of bookend tackles like what you have this season?
I don't think so. We've had some really good ones come through the program. Jordan Gross several years ago was a first rounder, and there's been others. Garrett Bowles, who's with the Broncos right now. But as far as a tandem, I think there's no question that's the best tandem we've ever had. And I'll tell you right now, the inside 3 is not bad either. They're all seniors. They've played a lot of football for us, and it's not out of the question that those 3 guys will get drafted as well. I mean, that's certainly a possibility.
Yeah, definitely Joe Moore award-winning candidate. I mean, certainly maybe the best offensive line in the entire country. Coach, when you look at the matchup this weekend, Texas Tech, a team that very notoriously invested a lot of money into NIL, bringing in a lot of talent. What are some of the challenges game planning? I know you have a couple games of film, but game planning when there's so many new elements at play for this Texas Tech team?
Well, as you mentioned, we got 3 full games on them, and so even though there is a lot of turnover, which pretty much everyone in the country has that, we have 50% of our team is brand new this fall, and so it's not uncommon. I can tell you right now, they've really done a nice job of supplementing the roster this offseason. They got a couple defensive ends that are really good, and that's going to be an intriguing matchup. Our tackles versus their D ends, and they've added some other players as well. And so, give them credit for being all in and trying to win. And people complain about budgets and this and that, but hey, if you're all in and you got guys that are going to be stand behind you and help you build your roster, more power to you.
Coach Ebo here, tiniest personality in college football. I have a quick question for you about your philosophy. So Lander, Barton, Smith, Snowden, defensive guys that you're getting involved on the offensive end. Was it a conscious thing this offseason to get your best athletes to football more and maybe being more unconventional, letting guys go both ways, offense and defense, getting your best athletes the ball?
Yeah, all the above. And I was contemplating the offseason, and of course, everybody saw what Travis Hunter did in the last few years. Now, he's a special human being. I mean, there's nobody like him that I've ever come across that could play 130 snaps week in and week out. But the concept of getting your best guys out there and maximizing the guys you got, it was a no-brainer. We got 3 guys that are helping us out on offense that are full-time defensive guys. Lander, Barton, you mentioned. We also have Smith, Snowden, who is doing a great job at receiver, and Jackson Benny, who's doing the same thing. And they start in the secondary, and Lander's a linebacker. And so it's been a very positive thing for us. They're not playing 130 snaps a game. They're playing, 60 or 70. And so I think we've managed it pretty good so far. But it was just an effort to make us as good as we can possibly be and maximize the guys that we have. And so far it's worked out.
Hey, Coach, Connor here. We talked about the NIL a little bit, and obviously the college football world has changed very much. You've been in the college football world for a long time, have seen it go through all these different evolutions, and there have been times where, there are some coaches who don't like the change and maybe they reevaluate their priorities. You've stayed true to Utah and have stuck with this program for a very, very long time. What about coaching at Utah to you is so special, something that you've stuck to and something that you keep trying to build on and instill that into your program?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm not a grass is greener on the other side type of guy. I believe wherever you are, you do the best job you can at that spot. And the community has treated me very well here in the university, and it's home. I mean, virtually my whole family lives here in the state of Utah, and my mom included. And so it's something where I've just I've had some offers along the way, but nothing really that was attractive enough to pull me out of here. And plus, I'm an avid skier. You're not going to find any better skiing on earth than you're going to here in Salt Lake City. So that is a part of the equation as well.
Love that.
Coach, I want to ask you about the transition to the Big 12 because really when the Pac-12 kind of cratered out of nowhere, it seemed like Utah was at the height of its powers. Achieving a consistency in that conference where it felt like you were the favorite almost year in and year out. And it looked as if that was going to transfer immediately to the Big 12, some quarterback issues, whatever, but this year seems very good. What's it been like learning a new cast of characters to go against every year after playing, some familiar faces for so long?
Yeah, well, I can say, we certainly did our homework and pretty much knew what to expect when we got in the league, and nothing really surprised us. I mean, we got in the league and all our, preseason and off-season studies and evaluations really held true. And so I don't think there's anything that caught us off guard, but when you're on your 5th quarterback by the last game, literally your 5th and last, that tends to have an impact, but nobody cares. I mean, no excuses. You got to get it done regardless of circumstances. And we didn't do a good job of that last year, but I'm just going to tell you that I felt we were prepared for the league and we just didn't get it done. So hopefully this year we can make a better showing.
Coach, you don't have to make an excuse, but I've never seen injury bad luck like y'all had last year. Like, I think at one point it was like 19 and 22 starters. Like it was legitimately the craziest I've ever seen. So I'll make that excuse for you. You don't have to stamp on it.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
Coach, Utah, Texas Tech this Saturday, 10 a.m. start time locally. Is that a challenge for you guys, making sure you get your routine in, your full routine in, and be ready to go?
No, we've done it before. We've had some 10 a.m. starts along the way in years past, and we never really get concerned with the schedule. Just tell us who we play and where and what time, and we'll be there. And college kids, they're resilient. They could play at 2 a.m. if they had to, and so it's not a huge deal. We do make a few modifications. We've got them up early the first 3 days of this week, and fed them breakfast, mimicking exactly when they're going to be eating pregame meals. So there are a few things we're doing to prepare, but pretty much it's business as usual, and just make sure we get them to bed early on Friday night and get ready to go on Saturday.
Coach, we can't wait, man. Absolutely cannot wait to watch this weekend. It's a fantastic matchup between 2 great teams, 2 great quarterbacks, and I know it's incredibly busy right now, so we thank you so much for joining us and giving us some time this morning. Anything to tell the people that maybe that we didn't get to?
No, not really. Just you're gonna see what Rice-Eccles Stadium's all about. We got one of the most hostile environments in the country. It's not the biggest stadium, but we'll have 55,000 fans in there that are really going to be an advantage for Utah, hopefully.
Let's go! I can't wait, Coach. Thank you, man. You have an excellent day, my friend.
Okay, you guys too. Thanks for having me on.
Coach Kyle Whittingham. It's weird. I feel like the tagline's always like one of the most underrated coaches in the country, but he really is. Like the consistency that he's achieved through the years is fantastic. And are they the Big 12 favorites?
Well, the winner of this game
I guess the winner of this game.
The winner of this
obviously.
game is. I think these 2 teams have positioned themselves to really take advantage. Iowa State not looking great last week. Kansas State has cratered a lot of things. But anybody underrating Kyle Whittingham at this point is just making themselves look foolish. I think he's a top 10 coach in the country on a year-in, year-out basis. I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, Coach Kyle collaborated with Suge Knight on the 1987 Los Angeles Rams.
What?
They were on the team together.
No, wait. So
I didn't know
Suge Knight played in the NFL?
I think they were both replacement players during the strike.
Okay, that makes sense.
So they shared a team.
Suge Knight and Kyle Whittingham were scabs.
I wish I knew that fact before. I'd like to ask him about Suge.
That's insane.
I guess I should have done that.
KB, you have once again put that wonderfully Byzantine mind to use and figured out that today's date, right? Today's date has some very interesting birthdays on it.
We got some superstars, some future Hall of Famers, and I want you to tell me who's a legend, who's not, and then rate them.
Okay.
So today's date, what is today's date? 17th. September 17th, we got Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, wow.
Alex Ovechkin.
Oh.
And Jimmy Johnson. Rate them 1 to 3, and take into consideration Mahomes' age.
I have a clarifying question.
Are we rating them as athletes or what?
Well, hold on, Ebo.
And when you say Jimmy Johnson, you mean
The NASCAR driver.
The driver.
The driver.
Okay, that's what I thought too. Okay, cool. Okay. What were you saying, Brandon?
Are we rating them as athletes or as humanitarians?
Rate them on their attractiveness.
Oh, attractiveness.
No, athletes.
Athletes. Okay, sure. So Mahomes and Ovechkin are very similar in that they're both in the GOAT conversation without being the GOAT. So Mahomes, based on his age, we think maybe can become the GOAT, but he's already, we're already having discussions about him, saying we're going to have that talk soon. Ovechkin is in the GOAT conversation for hockey, but he isn't.
He'll never be Gretzky.
So he'll never be the GOAT.
But they're both chasing kind of unattainable goals.
But Jimmy Johnson,
he is the greatest, isn't he?
Jimmy Johnson might have accomplished the most in his sport without being, I don't think he's the GOAT either. He's not considered the GOAT. Richard Petty, maybe?
7-time Cup Series champion, tied with Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt.
It was 7 in a row too, right? Or something crazy like 6 in a row. I think Jimmy.
I actually didn't
These
know.
are three possible
good
GOATs
list.
and 0 GOATs among them.
All born on the same day.
Accomplishments, I think Jimmy Johnson's one.
But Mahomes' story is still unwritten, and Ovechkin's even still out here grinding. I might have to take this purely from a physical appearance standpoint, and I'm going to go Mahomes 3, Jimmy Johnson 2.
You just call him ugly?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Alex Ovechkin 1. Alex Ovechkin has that crazy Russian look where he looks, when he's got his missing teeth and all of his gray hairs, he looks so ugly and manly that I find it to be very attractive and masculine.
But he's far and away the ugliest of the 3.
No, he's the best looking of the 3.
Are you arguing that he's confidently ugly? So he's
There's
very
a
comfortable in his own skin?
It goes beyond just confidence, but that definitely projects as well. It's more about he just looks like such a bear of a man. You know what I'm saying? Like he could protect me. He could provide. If there was a
Jimmy Johnson sat on 200-mile-per-hour.
I was going to say NASCAR drivers, they pull. They do.
Well, I mean, for sure.
If you had to, they do.
Anybody doubted that.
I'm just saying, like, he's a good-looking guy. He drives a race car. Like, that should absolutely be factored into the equation.
I'm sure the son of the Russian oligarchs is not pulling.
What if you had to chop some wood?
When are we going to chop wood? Why are you talking about chopping wood?
Because we're in the middle of Siberia in the harshness of winter.
He lives in suburban Washington, D.C.
For now. Look, whatever. My point stands. That's my ranking. It's my ranking. You don't have to.
Kyle, your rankings.
3 more. Austin Matthews, Jose Ramirez, Rasheed Wallace. Are they future Hall of Famers?
I think Rasheed Wallace, I would love for Rasheed Wallace to be. Because, like, a Hall of Famer has to have an outline characteristic, and nobody got teed
Jose
up.
Ramirez, no.
Yes.
No.
Go look at the numbers.
He's not a Hall of Famer, correct?
Jose Ramirez is tracking for a Hall of Fame
Is
career.
he? Okay.
Yes, very much so.
And who was the first guy?
Austin Matthews.
Hall of Famer, I believe. I believe he's tracking for Hall of Fame, too.
I had to backdoor the fingertip.
Rasheed Wallace definitely needs to be a Hall of Famer, if he's not.
I love Sheed.
But he would be already, if he's, okay, I'm confused.
Happy birthday to all those guys.
Yeah, great birthday.
What a great athlete birthday.
You know who was born on my birthday?
No?
Vladimir Guerrero,
Which one?
the senior.
Okay.
Wow.
I learned that in Sports Illustrated for Kids growing up. Do you all remember that
I
magazine?
do. I was an avid reader. Faces in the Crowd. Was that it?
Yes,
Sports Illustrated.
dude. All right, guys, we love you. Another very fun Wake Up Barstool coming up tomorrow. We're going to kick off the NFL weekend. See you then.